Tuesday means Union football. Antonio Graham happy this morning after Union beat Norman 49-42 in round one of the 6A playoffs. And what I have to say, Coach, was both a nerve-wracking and entertaining football game. I don't know what kind of adjectives would you put on it?
Both, just exactly what you just said. You always want to at least try to keep that two score comfortable lead, and that never happened, unfortunately. But that's playoff football for you. Both of those groups of kids, they're going to play hard, and they know what they got on the line, and you only get one opportunity at this thing, and so I knew it was going to be that kind of game for sure.
Well, the good news is it was Union who kept getting those two score leads, and then Norman would come right back. It reminded me a lot of the Norman North State Championship game when the Stoops kid, when Drake Stoops was up there,
hmm
is get a
hmm
lead, they'd come back, get a lead, they'd come back. Didn't
hmm
lose that lead. So I don't know. Were you ever comfortable?
Oh no, you definitely don't get comfortables in playoff games for dang sure. They obviously that quarterback slash tailback they got, and their running back was a freaking stud. I just kind of knew that what kind of football game. Coach Martin, he does a good job. He's a defensive guy as well, and we knew they was going to play defense. But we both went at each other after the game. After the game, we was like, bro, we didn't stop anybody this game. But that's just kind of part of the process you go through in these big time playoff games.
Well, and true that the Norman's quarterback, and you're talking about the running back, and both those players just took that entire team on their shoulders. But on the
100%.
other side, Stone Turner did some of that, and then Kane Brackney did it for you defensively.
No doubt. Stone Turner did an unbelievable job. I think he broke his own record in receptions again and yards in a game. And so I kind of felt like, you kind of know when you kind of have that feeling where you know when a kid's gonna like he refused. I just felt like he refused to lose that football game.
Mhm.
Like you can just tell, like even the risk he made on an option rugby punt, if it's there, I just think I just had that feeling like that kid was like, this ain't gonna be my last game or whatever. And so, and he's a playmaker, but Dylan Stoner I mean not Dylan, but Dylan Taylor did a dang good job of delivering the football to him and operating the offense as well. And we had a lot of time to protect. Obviously he had time to protect the football and protection with the O line, and so overall, offensively, we did a great job. And defense, we played well too, man. It's just you have those games. That game they didn't have their quarterback in the game as well, so they ran a bunch of wildcat stuff,
Right.
and it was a tough scheme for high school kids to defend. They did a really good scheme, and hats off to those guys. But very proud of Stone and Dylan Taylor as well.
Yeah, and I wanted to stay on the offensive side because I want to talk about that offensive line. That was
hmm
a work in progress for some of the year, but those guys,
hmm
now you didn't get a ton of pressure from Norman, but when they brought it, you had some key blitz pickups, and I just thought they hung in there really well together. That group may be playing its best football. Would that be accurate?
No doubt. I think each week they're getting better and better each week, starting from the BA game, and you can just tell the progression of each player that we got going through. I also believe that, it helps whenever you got guys like Tay Perry in the backfield helping out with the protection too, and it kind of keeps you on balance. And I really thought that Norman was defensively, they're a really good defense. That D line was really freaking good. Big number 33, the defensive end, I thought he was a good looking kid. And they always played really good defense, in my opinion. And so I think we held up pretty good, and Tay did a good job helping out with the protection, him and LJ. I think that's a big part of having the back end as well because they got to pick up the blitzing linebackers. So overall, and Dylan did a good job from avoiding the pressure and stepping up in the pocket, and he made a big time passes that game.
The one thing I think he did really, really well is he didn't look nervous. He did slide, he adjusted, he
hmm
moved, but with eyes
hmm
downfield, not patting the ball, didn't have active feet. He looked
hmm
really calm, controlled, and comfortable to me.
100%. I felt like when he did have the pressure, to Jordan Averton, he put the ball in a place where only Jordan Averton can catch the
Yep.
ball. And so I feel like he has grown a whole lot. He's putting balls in places where the defender can't get to it. It's a place where only our guys can go catch the ball. I think you're exactly right, Rick. I totally couldn't agree with you more.
And to explain to people why Stone Turner was open so much, because I mean there were times when in really big plays there's nobody within a zip code. It's like there was a warrant out for anybody who touched him. He was just that open. What was he doing so well?
I think just a lot of people don't know this, but Stone is a former quarterback. You know, from he grew up playing quarterback his whole life, and so whenever you're a receiver, and play quarterback, you kind of recognize coverages better than anybody, and I think that's if I can tell any of these younger kids something, make sure you study your craft and learn football because when it's cover three, he knows there's a middle guy in the middle field, so he knows that safety is going to be in the middle, so he knows where the zone's at in the coverages, and I just think that's just basically what it is, and also him and Dylan, they throw off the practice a lot, they have a little timing, and it's not just him, but it's other receivers, but I just think he just had a special night, that I hope that can come a lot more often. So,
And
I don't think it was. I just think it was just one of those special nights for that young man.
he's a very
Oh,
humble kid too. And it wasn't just him. Now, not that everybody contributed his kinds of numbers, but McCrary and Thompson saved a
hmm
bad snap and did a really nice job. Dewberry again doing a couple of nice things. It's not that they're getting a lot of plays, but they are occasionally making really important plays. What kind of
Absolutely.
growth are you seeing with those guys?
Man, I think definitely week to week Newberry. Like I think we talked about him earlier during the season. That was a kid that was kind of going through his roller coaster season. But I made a mistake. I made a comment about junior varsity is not a punishment. So that kid was playing 2 games a week and just getting better and better and better, and it's playing all for him. Jordan Averton, he's another kid that's
Yep.
continuing to get better and better and better, and we're able to showcase his speed. The cool part about that is that these dudes are breaking away from people as a defensive coordinator. Now they become scary, and they're becoming scary at the right time of the moment, at the right time of the year when it all counts. So, when George's in the game, you better make sure because he's a guy that could break away from you guys. And also, I still don't think we have seen the explosive of Newberry yet. He is one of the most explosive guys in the state of Oklahoma, in my opinion.
Would
And he
love to
just
see him get a
he
deep
still
ball that, yeah, in the
oh
run
yeah,
open.
he's still learn. He's just getting better every week. So it's definitely there for sure, and so can be more happy for those kiddos.
And Jordan seems to be a young man too, Abington, that he has a knack on those little sweeps and the inside,
hmm
speed sweeps and things like that, of finding cracks and not necessarily breaking tackles, getting away from tackles. Seems to be an instinctive runner. Has he been that way from the beginning?
I believe so. I think I kind of noticed that all the way back in the gridiron game. Kind of saw what he can do and things that he can do, and we're glad that we're able to find ways to get him the ball more. And Dylan's doing a really good job of finding him. So his role has just grown out throughout the whole year. I think there was a moment where he was quiet and he just continued to kind of work and he found himself a role and he's doing a dang good job out of it.
Yeah, all you have to do is show you can do it, and they're going to give you more time. Well,
Yes,
we'll leave the
sir.
defense, and I'll talk about Kane Brackney in a minute because it was ridiculous how many tackles he made. But Rocky Bright, that
Mhm.
is a young man who has shown flashes, but man, he played to me his best game. Did the film look the same way?
Yeah, I can agree with you. As a sophomore, you're going to take your bumps and bruises with those with sophomores. And I think for a little bit he was taking his bumps and bruises where he was trying to struggling a little bit, and I think that's just part of being a rookie. And that kid has just improved, 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 improved. Ain't never complained. There's been weeks where he started sat on the bench, became a role player, and just kind of just came to work every week, and I think the sky's the limit for that young man. I was, quietly, he's probably leading the team in sacks quietly, and so he's definitely had a outstanding game for sure.
20 tackles for Kane Brackney. 20. We knew he called his name a lot, but you didn't know until you got the stats at the end of the day what that young man did. And we knew he was kind of capable of that kind of thing, but what a monster he was. Best game you've seen him play?
You know what? It's not. He could have played better, to be honest with you. He left a lot out there on the table, I believe, and he could have played a lot better for dang sure. And he knows that. So as a coach, you're proud of him how he played. Don't get it wrong, but also you're kind of upset that he kind of missed some of those reads and things like that. There was running the jet sweep one way and pulling the guards the other way,
Right.
and he was going a certain direction or whatever. And so, but I am proud that he did play well, but I know he still got more in the tank for dang sure or
Obviously,
whatever.
Tucker brings the intensity every time, but I also
Absolutely.
thought Logan Haney was
Yep.
really good.
Yeah, those dudes always play very well. Once, hey, just have a seat in there, and I'll come talk to you in a second, okay? Yeah,
You got
sorry.
recruiters coming in,
No,
right?
no, no. It was a kiddo. It was a kiddo. So, but no, I mean, those guys are veteran or whatever. With Logan Haney and Tucker, they always, Tucker is that kind of that emotional leader that brings that energy and he's a guy that's, I'm definitely going to be well missed for sure. So I'm enjoying every single bit of him as much as I can. And Logan, he's also another veteran that's been around the program for a long time. I just think they all three of those guys complement each other very well, and that's including Rocky as well.
Mm. And I thought Gary Heckard had some really good effort plays for you guys.
No, he's continuing to play. Like Gary's another guy that I'm just like, hey, right now, you are the new guy on the defense, in the secondary. They remember Oliver from last year and what he done, and so until you start making plays, they're gonna keep picking on you. And then if you kind of notice without throughout the year, they have totally stopped picking on him
Yep.
and things like that. And he's able to make plays and getting PBUs, and there's been some unfortunately judgment calls that went his way, but he's there in position to make good plays, and so he's another kiddo that's gotten continually better throughout the whole year. And another one as well, Ian as well. Ian
Mhm.
is, he's playing that outside backer nickel position, and he is a lot. He's been dominant at that position as well.
And not afraid to stick his neck in there. All right, let's flip it over to
Yes, sir.
Bixby. It's not easy for anybody going against a team like this. They've been very, very good this year. Explain though why
hmm
their offense is difficult.
a lot of eye candy, and they do a lot of personnel stuff um, where a lot of defensive coaches don't like, where you don't have you got to be really good at this game of watching the sidelines and making sure you get a chance to when they go jumbo, you got to be able to go jumbo. In college they kind of stops the football for you and lets you sub. Well, against these guys, they do that very, very well, and they go really, really fast. And
Yeah.
so and they play a lot of kiddos, and obviously it's a well-oiled machine. And I think this is a great opportunity for our program. We haven't played these guys since 2020, I believe, something like
Mhm.
that. And it's anytime you're playing the number one team in the state of Oklahoma, obviously, and one of the top programs in Oklahoma, it's just a great opportunity for your program and your kids to play those guys. So I'm looking forward to it.
And there are teams that would go in there intimidated, but with that big U on the side of your helmet, that's not the case usually with Union. How do you handle that this week? Making sure these guys understand, don't worry about who you're playing, just
No,
go play football.
yeah, you never play the logo. I think that's where a lot of guys get. If that was the case, OU would have lost this past weekend. They played Alabama, and but obviously OU done it before. But the thing is, Rick, this is an old saying. I think me and you put our pants on the same way. There's no one leg at a time, and if you can just do your job and do your 111 and win that battle, you got a good chance of winning any football game or whatever. And so I just tell those guys, you read about them and you look into all the stuff. Yeah, it's all true, but it also plays a mental game. Just worry about what we got here, what's going on in our program, and we're going to be fine. And so I'm looking forward to a great opportunity for our kiddos.
We don't hear a lot about them defensively because everybody loves to talk about that multiple offense. So, what do you see on their defense?
Just solid. Coach Flowers does a great job with their defense. I played in my old place. I felt like I played these guys 14, twice a year. I play them. It's just, and I can't get away from them. But you got to play everybody. But Coach Flowers does a great job, man. He's a great minded football guy, and They're solid. They play fast. The biggest thing I see from them that they communicate well, and a defense that communicates and that can call out your plays
Mhm.
before you run them. That's very intimidating, and you see that often with those guys on film. And so, obviously, we got to do a good job of self scouting ourselves and change some of our tendencies and things like that. And so, that's just what they do. They do a really good job of preparing their men on defense, and they're well coached.
Well,
Very
as Coach said, he's got someone to go talk to. So, the last thing we'll throw out there is if you had to break this down to a few things your team really needs to do well to win this football game, what are they?
man, just come out and just do what we do. Don't come out being tentative and obviously to me it's a big time game against a big football team, and you just got to be out and have some poise about yourself and be able to weather the storm. Don't let the storm just overtake you. There's definitely going to be a storm for dang sure, but you got to be able to overcome it for dang sure and take it from there.
It's just going to be fun. There's no doubt. I mean, is it, football's hard and winning is hard, but it
Absolutely.
sure is fun too, isn't it?
Absolutely. There ain't no doubt about that.
All right.
So
You go have your meeting and we'll visit again. Thanks, Coach.
appreciate you. Thank you very much.